right. We are in a throwback episode in the sense of all of the technical difficulties, but I did just install a new router on my internet in the last half hour. So, hopefully, that means things are working. It looks good. We will try one more time to get things started with Mrs. Robinson. Oops, now this is shut off.
Powering on.
No. Let's try it now. There we go. Oh no, I hit pause. You got your cough in there.
Oh, man. We're live, though, right? Are we live?
I hit it. Yeah, we're live.
All right, awesome.
It's supposed to be raining, but it's not.
Right, and it's Friday, I think.
You got your cough in there.
Oh, man. We're live, though, right? Are we live?
I hit it. Yeah, we're live.
All right, awesome.
It's supposed to be raining, but it's not.
Right, and it's Friday, I think. Happy Friday.
I was actually hoping for a lot of rain because it would boost our views, give the viewers nothing else to do. But
right, we're all about the ratings here at the Morning Buzz. Today's show sponsored by the U.S. Postal Service. They don't really have an official motto, I found out in my research, but they're known that for the neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night keeps these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. So those guys deliver everything.
Also, there's that the "Fly Like an Eagle" song there that they kind of took over. What is that? You know what I'm talking about.
Right, but yeah, shout out to the mailman out there. Also, shout out to the delivery guys. They're at my house. It seems like every hour on the hour. Because my wife has a problem with ordering things. Also, shout out to the Groovers, man. Paul Simon, Mrs. Robinson, great one. I know Davis.
I've got a little
Paul Simon fan.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm a big fan of that song, and I'm a big fan of the movie The Graduate, which I used to show in History of Film until I was banned from showing it because Mrs. DeHaas, who used to be Mrs. Robinson, there's a line in The Graduate with the "Are you trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?" And a student went into her room and said that. And from that point, she came to my room and told me I'm not allowed to ever show that film again. So I didn't. But now she has left Levitt, and I am now, I guess, free to show The Graduate one more time.
Came on. Old school Dustin Hoffman there. All right. But hey, Groove is awesome, by the way. You guys have been great. Love the intro and the outro today. Good stuff. Dogs are going crazy. We got people walking by here. Announcement about yearbooks. Today, Friday, May 15th, is the last day to buy a yearbook online. Buying online guarantees you get one of the 100 that are left. You can go to jostinsyearbook.com. There will be an opportunity to purchase yearbooks with cash or a check. That's still in the works. Stay tuned. We will update you hopefully next week on that on the Morning Buzz. It will also be posted in your Google Classrooms. So, birthdays today. Ray Lewis, 46, one of the scariest men on the planet. I think he and Mike Tyson should fight. That should be the Tyson's comeback fight. He should fight Ray Lewis.
Also, there's something about the fact that Ray Lewis was involved in somebody being murdered, but then somehow it didn't I don't know how that just.
I didn't want to say that because if Ray Lewis is watching, I don't want him coming after me. So I'm glad that you mentioned it. I remember on a sports show one time they did a thing like scarier. It's kind of like a gotta choose thing. So it was you got to choose that Ray Lewis finds you with his wife, or you get hit in the face with a Roger Clemens fastball. And many people were taking the fastball in the face, I think.
Yeah.
What you're thinking, more or less. So, yeah, happy birthday, Ray Lewis. I hope you have a good one, and I hope you get to fight Mike Tyson, and I get to watch it. Emmitt Smith, great running back from the Dallas Cowboys, 52 today. And
Never-
then the guy who
Will Smith never killed anybody, as far as I know.
nice guy. Nice guy. My coach in college actually coached Emmitt Smith at Florida and speaks highly of him. So there you go. Mark Zuckerberg, 36, either yesterday or today, but we figured we would not wish him a happy birthday because we think Facebook is a dumpster fire. So
no,
he's not getting the birthday party favor.
I hope you had a poor birthday, Mark, and I blame you for a lot of society's ills.
And then Frank Baum.
Yeah, wrote The Wizard of Oz?
Wrote The Wizard of Oz. 164 today. I'm going to slide out and be right back. Hold on.
Oh, he's taking care of the dogs there. Baum, Wizard of Oz. It's all like a metaphor analogy for politics at that time. Maybe I should pause. Oh, he's back. All right, I was just.
My dogs are going nuts, man. I don't know what's going on outside, but hopefully Ray Lewis isn't at my door. So Frank Baum, Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
A classic. And then big news from our On This Day segment. On this day in 1940, Richard and Maurice McDonald opened the first McDonald's restaurant, San Bernardino, California. So I believe we're going to have a little fun today with the top 6 on McDonald's.
Yep. There's also a cool, I don't know what channel it's on. There's a documentary, I think it was on Netflix about the founder, about McDonald's. Really, really interesting.
I haven't seen that. I've seen Super Size Me, but I haven't seen that one. Wasn't Chris Gray wasn't one of his lookalikes, Morgan Spurlock from Super Size Me?
Yes, it is.
There you go. In sports, the NPA has approved esports as a new sport here in Maine. So what do you think about esports, Davis?
Does that mean, all right, so say we can't play sports because of social distancing, not only do they approve esports, but like maybe that's the only sport we're doing next year, potentially.
That could be. If it's Madden, I think we got a shot because, for those of you that have 2 boys in your household, you know that one of them will never compliment the other. Like everything is always a fight about everything. But there was one day when I asked something about, they were playing Madden or something, and Wyatt was playing Sawyer, and Sawyer destroyed him. And, Wyatt's like, yeah, Sawyer's he's the Madden king. Like he was giving him props for it. He's like some nationally ranked Madden player, I think. So maybe if we can't play football, we're gonna play, I think. But for some reason we can, or maybe in addition to, maybe Sawyer can win us a state championship in Madden. That would be good, right?
Esports for me is one of my biggest old man things because I tell the kids, I'm like, back in my day, we played video games. We didn't watch people play video games. Like
exactly. NHL 95, man.
Oh, yes.
Jeremy Roenick. If you guys saw my post on Twitter, it was like, he had that little move and then the righty slap shot. So there was a thing on Twitter about, talk about when you've had a conversation with somebody famous. And I was sitting at a UMaine hockey game when I was up there going to school. And Trevor Roenick, Jeremy's brother, was playing. And Jeremy happened to be sitting like in the same row as me, and there was nobody between us. And I kind of kept looking over. And he goes, yeah, it's me. And my first reaction was, dude, your left to right slap shot in NHL 95 was unstoppable. And he goes, yeah, I know.
Wait, I feel like Jamie wants to in on the esports because
here we go, James.
Yeah, no, I popped in. 1, you guys are really old. And 2,
I would like to use the Quebec Nordiques, actually. All right.
That's right. That's such an old reference.
Hartford Whalers, baby. Hartford Whalers. Oh, here comes another young buck right here, Morgan Hickson.
Going up.
I popped in for the you guys are old conversation.
There you go. Were you even alive in 95, Hickson?
I was born in 94. Thank you.
94. But have you ever played a Sega Genesis?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't really play video games though, so I feel like that's not fair.
All right.
That's the esports call then. The other thing too is we got some serious kids at Levitt who do play like the competitive esports. I think it was Miss Galmont's kid. He was in like a tournament and like his team won. They would have won $10,000 as a team, but they were in violation of the rules because he was too good. Like he was outranked for that competition. So they called him on it, and his team didn't win $10,000, which I guess is like, okay, you tried to hustle $10,000, which I appreciate.
I want to make a movie, a sequel to The Color of Money, except it's all about esports. I'm going to teach someone that.
It's like when that Little League team from California tried to use the kid who was like 15.
Yeah. So there's some serious esporters at Levitt. So this could be cool. This could be cool.
Yeah,
especially if we don't have sports.
I want to learn some more about that. Yeah. So, and then in the On This Day in Sports segment, before we get to our other stuff here, just real quickly, in 1912 today, Ty Cobb rushed a heckler at a New York Highlander game and was suspended. So Ty Cobb's like the original Ron Artest, just got into the stands and took care of a heckler.
I also like that they were the Highlanders. Like,
I know.
it could only be one.
Did he change his name to like World Peace or anything like that? Like,
No, Ty Cobb would do that. I think they called him the Georgia Peach, but I think he was just Ty Cobb. And then in 1918, something you never see anymore, Washington center Walter Johnson pitched a 1-0 shutout in an 18-inning game and threw all 18 innings. I think for most pitchers now, it takes at least 4 games to throw 18 innings.
Yeah.
So that's why older is better, Morgan and Jamie, right there.
that's true.
Marking our
You
day.
guys and your pitchers.
I saw Walter Johnson. He threw 500 pitches.
That's right.
Got you with NHL. No better game than NHL 95. Like that.
There you go. Morgan, tell us about what's going on with the prom.
The prom is on Monday. If we continue to get photos, we've only gotten a few photos from students so far. And it's going to be really lame if we only have a few photos.
The prom
So
and like 2 kids. 3. We have 3 kids, right?
we have 3, yeah.
We're
It
actually.
didn't sound like Davis. It didn't sound like the poll was going very well either. Is that true?
Morgan, you put up a poll asking people if they would dress up this weekend, and what were the results?
Like 29-1 that they weren't dressing up. I thought it would be like everyone would say, yeah, we're going to dress up, and then we would know who was going to dress up or not. But it turns out
I
that
think-
backfired.
I
So,
wonder if stuff hit the fan before so that people could get refunds on those.
that's
dresses.
what I am thinking too, that like people might have returned their dresses.
You just find a dress or make one around your house. You got all weekend.
That's right. Make a dress.
The other thing is like the most fun part about prom, I mean, in my opinion, and as the only girl here, was buying a dress and dressing up and going out to eat. Obviously, people can't go to eat, but like you can still dress up.
All right. Well, let's show the picture. One of the pictures we have.
Oh, there's.
Look at that. We got a picture of Kaylee. That's pretty
That's
awesome.
awesome.
She actually sent us more than one, but this is one of the pictures she sent. So
Wow.
we need more people to send your dress up pictures.
Yeah.
We'll be showing
Very
the rest
cool.
of Kaylee's on Monday as well.
Right. The thing I love about prom, it also deals with prom dresses, but it's the prom dress hate. Like I love the amount of shade thrown. Like if someone walks in with the same dress, the amount of violation that is. And
So
like,
I actually understand that because when I was in high school, which wasn't that long ago, like nobody really cared. But like at Levitt, they have a Facebook page where they post their dresses and you do not buy a dress that someone else has bought. And
nope,
so if you show up at prom with the same dress, like that's a big no-no.
Wait, so there's a page you can like call dibs?
yes.
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know who that helps? The prom dress companies. Like, don't be sheeple. Like, get out there. Like, do your own thing.
Yeah.
You're just. You're
It's
working-
actually a super good idea. Like I don't know if other schools do it, but it is a
not
good
bad.
idea.
It's a terrible idea because you know what ends up happening? Kids at the end who like aren't, or I guess the early bird gets the worm. I don't know if this is like capitalism at its best or
You
machine work.
kids and your technology. That's what I have to say to that. That's what you're using all this great technology we have. That's what you're using it for. You guys are
So,
awesome.
It's a good idea in the sense that like if you want to buy a dress, you can see if you're buying the same dress as someone else. But it's a
That's
bad
what-
idea for, like Jamie said, all the hate that it causes.
I
Because
can't believe how much time we're spending discussing prom dresses.
Right, let's move on. We got some senior shout-outs, Davis. Dial them up.
Wait, all right, but so I do. Before I go to the senior shoutouts, we also have some people sharing their Buzz Media gear.
Oh, that's
So
way better.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. No, it's not.
But we also have like as many people sharing their Buzz Media gear as we do sharing their prom dresses. So
Yes, that's
I
true.
don't know what that says.
Here's one. That's Perron all dressed repping the Buzz today.
Also, it's like a raccoon teacher.
Did you just call her a raccoon?
Yeah, she looks like. Wait, speaking of old school video games, she looks like she got like the feather in Mario 3.
Mario 3 is a video game, Morgan, in case you were
Thank
wondering.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
There was
Gotcha.
like there was
I gathered that from Mario, but that's okay.
And that looks nothing like a raccoon, Jamie, but whatever. Next one.
I don't think that's even a raccoon filter. Like those aren't raccoon ears.
Yeah, but what filter is it
Maybe I
then?
don't know what a raccoon looks like.
I don't think you do.
Then we got this. Meg the artist has
Meg
her
the
spot
artist.
ready for the show this morning.
Even
Right
the
now-
photo is artistic.
Yes.
I can't.
Either artistic or bad at focusing her camera.
That's true. I think it's on purpose. I bet it's on purpose.
Yeah, it's focused on the shirt.
I was a joke, Morgan.
But you know what? Maybe it wasn't funny. If you have to explain your joke, it's not funny.
Well, yeah, I know. I wish you were a little quicker so I didn't have to.
All right, we get some senior shout-outs. We'll start with Eli Lynn going to St. Joe's, medical biology, and going to play some baseball. Eli's a great catcher, man.
Great catcher, great kid.
I think
Great
St.
kid,
Joe's has a
yeah.
Pretty decent
Awesome.
baseball program too.
Yeah, very good baseball program there. That's awesome for him. Great family, too. Love the Lynns.
Yep. Also, he's got the focus on him, but not the trees are kind of blurry in the background. He's doing
Very
a
artistic.
lot of focus tricks here.
He's also got some pipes there. I bet he did some push-ups right before the picture.
Oh, to
Yeah.
get himself really, really ready to go.
Yeah. He's got
A
a
park and pump. Maybe he did a park and pump. All right, next one.
Wait. What's this guy?
The monk.
It's the monk.
I've never noticed him before. Like, he's kind of creepy, like tilting in. I don't know what he's doing there.
Monks are scary, man. I don't know.
All
Get Ethan Varney going to University of Maine at Orono, biomedical engineering.
Straight grass, man. Only grass. Like, no trees, no rocks, no water, just grass.
You know, I
Right.
appreciate that about Ethan. Like, no frills.
No, that is
Right.
that's a Ethan one. Ethan, another like awesome kid. I had Ethan and Eli in APUS last year. Like, they're just such fun kids to teach in class. They're gonna do really well.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Nick Hale going to University of New England, studying biology.
He is on the grass with the trees in the background.
I like how far away he is from the camera.
I do feel like he's far away. Like,
Right.
it's like he didn't even know that picture was happening. He was just sitting in some grass, and then like a secret photographer came.
It could have been after social distancing, and the photographer had to stay further away.
That's possibly true. This is a very socially distanced one.
UNE, also cool mascot, the Nor'easters, and also an awesome school. Love that place. Awesome campus. Good spot. So congrats, Nick.
Yep, awesome.
We got here.
And
Camden Jordan going to Franklin Pierce University, going to study sports management and play some football. Congrats to Cam. That one looks like it's taken in the lounge under the JML picture. Huh?
that is a really cool one. Yeah,
I think that was a little selfie from Cam's signing day when he signed his letter of intent for the scholarship there. So
Oh,
that's
cool.
what I was thinking. That's awesome. Is this what do we got
the
here?
Raven.
I like that the Raven is in between the two letters,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one too.
right in between Franklin and Pierce. So that's cool. All right, I think that's all we got for.
All right, let's move it along to this top six then. All right, today we have a top six segment that we would like to call McDonald's Sweet and Sour. So we're going to talk kind of about some things that are pretty sweet about McDonald's, but at the same time also kind of sour.
Yep.
So drum roll, please, fellas. Number six, the characters. The characters are awesome, but they're also a little scary.
And mysterious. Like, what is Grimace?
I don't know
Like,
what a group
like a really big grape? I don't even understand.
Right. I think he's like the physical embodiment of sauce.
If the,
If the sauce was a solid, that's what he would be.
is the Hamburglar like if the Hamburglar steals Mayor McCheese, is that like kidnapping or like I don't even like? There's a weird.
He's
also,
clearly been to jail for it because of his outfit, right?
Yes, he's got the old school prison.
He's just a perpetual fugitive from justice, running around stealing hamburgers to feed himself on the run.
You know what, though? The whole cast can be summed up in the fact that it's all based on a clown. So everything about the characters is questionable.
Very, not okay.
All right, number 5. The excitement of going. So always very excited to go to McDonald's, but Jamie, what happens after you go to McDonald's?
There's like an inherent guilt of going. Like I feel it as soon as I give them my money at the first drive-through window, I feel bad about myself and my life choices.
When you're
all excited when you first pull up an order, and then you get to that drive-through and you pay. You're like, man, what did I just do?
Oh, it doesn't get better until you forget, and then you go again.
When you're eating, are you feeling good or are you still?
No, it's really a downward slide from paying to eating to later. It's never. It's good and bad.
I'm very anti McDonald's, but as a coach, like when me and Jamie are coaching soccer together and it's free, that really it's like I don't buy things from McDonald's, but
I'll get an M&M McFlurry for free. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Shamrock Shake. All right, number 4. The ball pit. So the ball pit is awesome, but it's also maybe not like a picture of cleanliness.
No, and I think social distancing is probably finally killed. Like if there's one thing that should die anyway, it's probably ball pits, and I think that this might be the thing that kills the ball pit.
You know what, though? Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Maybe this is the secret to cure, not curing, but protecting ourselves against the coronavirus. Like small dips into the ball pit might give us the antibodies we need.
Like you walk into this coronavirus-filled ball pit on one side, and you come out the other side, and you're like, man, I got this now. Give it to me. I'm all set.
Shawshank Redemption Center, you crawl through those balls and come out clean the other side.
Right. And you can never get your kid out of the ball pit either. Like it's like the episode of Big Bang where it's Sheldon, he's popping up in the different, like you got to go in there and get your kid. And like when I get home, I don't think I can take enough showers to like wash, the filth off.
There's nothing that
in defense of the ball pit. I don't know who invented the ball pit, but like every little kid, you don't even have to explain to them what it is. You just see that giant pit and you're like, I want to be in there so badly right now.
Because kids are attracted to germs. So they don't know why they need to be in there, but they need to be in there because they just.
I think kids are attracted to fun, and a ball pit's fun.
But also germs. Like, have you ever seen a kid? They're dirty always, and they just touch everything.
It's never good on those Playland slides either. When your kid goes up to the top and won't come down, and like I don't know about I don't fit in those slides.
Right. I've never felt more powerless as a parent than combating one of the tubes. Like, it's not a place I belong.
Can't do it. All right, give us number 3, Morgan. The sweet and sour sauce and the ketchup. So it tastes good, like really good.
Yeah.
Problem being, the container that they give it to you in is not the appropriate size for a chicken nugget or a French fry.
No.
You were saying that if you could actually get those at your house, like if you could purchase McDonald's sweet and sour, you would?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never buy Heinz or whatever the other one is again. If I could get McDonald's ketchup in a bottle, I would keep exclusively that in my house as the house ketchup.
Yeah.
They know that though. That's why they want you to have to go in there.
Right. I heard Jamie put sweet and sour sauce on his burgers.
No, I'm an animal. That's disgusting. I dip the fries and the nuggets. I dip everything. I don't usually use ketchup when I'm there if I have sweet and sour sauce, because I'll dip the fries in that because sweet and sour sauce is so good. If I could get that at the house, that'd be legit.
Awesome. Give us number 2, Morgan.
Fast food.
Oh, fast food. So food gets to you fast. It also leaves you fast.
Right. This is definitely the number 2 comment.
Is appropriately number 2 on this list. It might be the funniest thing on the list, but it had to be number 2, right?
Definitely number 2.
All right, enough said on that. Go to number 1, Morgan. Oh, the Happy Meals. Jamie, tell us about the Happy Meals.
So so the Happy Meals are awesome. Like if you're taking the kids shopping or whatever, you get your lunch and you get the toy, and then you can let them play with that through the store, so they don't ask for another toy at the store or ask for anything. They're great. That's the magic of a Happy Meal. However, there's a lot of traps with a Happy Meal. One, you can't get a Happy Meal at breakfast time. So if you're doing things in the morning, you're out of luck. Two, the toy quality, it's a gamble. And you know who doesn't understand gambles? Kids. They don't understand gambling at all.
Germs and fun, they're all good with, but the gamble of the Happy Meal toy, they just don't get.
So they see the poster, they see the toy they want, they're like, that Pokemon is awesome. When they pull up and you get the Hello Kitty toy instead, and you're legitimately a mile down the road and afraid of social, confrontation, you're not going back. They're stuck with the Hello Kitty teapot. And you have to now deal with the heartbreaking disappointment.
Dude, it's so true. To quote a Seinfeld episode, that's usually when I let the expletives fly.
Yes.
I read Fast Food Nation. It talks about the history of McDonald's and why they came up with the Happy Meal. And it was basically like they did market research to show that parents felt really guilty about not spending enough time with their kids. And the Happy Meal is literally designed to be a guilt trip, so that like you can feel like a good parent because you're going to take them to McDonald's and give them a toy and make them, and it's called a Happy Meal. Like, don't you want to give your kid happiness? It's all manipulation, people.
There you go. All right,
that is so real. You know what? I know I've coached a lot this week, but we're going to do something fun.
And they said
that
off
the rails today.
They made the commercials to try to get the kids to nag their parents. They did like market research with little kids, and they're like, what can we show them so they can go to their parents and beg?
My favorite commercial from McDonald's has to be, it's like the Little League team, and they lose the Little League championships, and they're all bummed out. And then their coach is like, you know what, guys, we're going to McDonald's. Bumness immediately over, like, yes. We don't care if we lose.
Gatorade tries to go with the like winners drink Gatorade, and McDonald's tries to go with that like, well, come over to us.
If you're sad, we have something that'll make you feel good for a little bit, not for a lot of it.
Hence the sweet and sour. All right, we get off the rails a little bit. We got to wrap this thing up. We got the Park and Pump coming up, sponsored by Angelo's, as always. Gas, pizza, conveniences, and then we got a couple of fantastic interviews with two of the teachers who are leaving us, Scott Grimshaw and Christine Marcoux, and then I will see you at the wrap-up.
Awesome.
All right, guys, Coach Parkin here with another workout. So today, it's pretty hard, but it's pretty simple. All we're gonna do is a get up. So what a get up is, you start standing, get onto the ground, so you're lying flat, you stand up. That's all you're doing. So what you're doing is 100 of those. You can break it up into as many sets as you want. You can do 10 sets of 10, one set of 100, as many sets as you can do. Just get to 100. That's all you're doing today. So that's your workout.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Or Mr. Are you still Mr. Grimshaw? Or I guess you are until June 8th, and then you're just Scott. You're just
That's it. That's it. That's the rule I always had with my students when they friend me on Facebook after, drop the Mr. Grimshaw stuff and just call me Scott.
You're just Scott.
I'm just going to call him Scott from the beach. Every time I see you now, you're on a beach.
Yeah, I actually put this up because I used to be in my spare room that is not very tidy,
There you go.
That's where my desk is, so I put this up so that you won't see all the clutter.
There you go. Nice. Well, we wanted to catch up with you today. We got a few questions for you. Know that you're leaving us at the end of the year, and certainly appreciate your time here at Levitt. It's been fun working across the hall from you. It's fun to hear the accent. Always makes me laugh a little bit. But I wanted to ask you first, what are some things that you're going to miss about teaching at Levitt?
Well, obviously, I'm going to miss the students because they do amaze me on a daily basis. They really do involve you in their daily lives, and it has been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
All right, so I got a better question for you. What are you not gonna miss?
I don't really want to give the answer I gave last time. So, what am I?
Right, this meeting is like a deja vu of sorts.
Yeah, we did already recorded this interview 2 days ago, and it got lost in my computer somewhere.
Oh, billing you by the
Sure,
hour.
there'll be a Davis apology that comes out for that at some point.
The real answer to that question is organizing subs to cover my class while I am deployed with the military. That's what I am not going to miss.
Yeah,
I'm not sure anybody's had to work as hard on sub plans as you there.
No, crazy.
Sometimes you've known who your sub's going to be, but sometimes you haven't even known who that person's going to be, right?
Right, yeah. And for me, I don't like to, when I write a sub plan, I want the students to keep learning while I'm out of the class, especially if I was gone once a month. I wanted them to keep learning. So I'd try and write things that they could do. And sometimes that worked well, and sometimes it didn't,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always the couple times you were on extended leave there. Sometimes it was a little sketchy across the hall with with what was going on, but we tried to do the best that we could. Talk a little bit just about those times that you were away, your experience with the Guard, and your time in the military.
Well, the first time I deployed, I was actually an English teacher, wasn't I? I think. I think I was, but even just doing the training with.
I remember getting a nice break because you were across the hall from me, and then you weren't for a while. It was nice.
A nice break. Well, I was actually the one on vacation, right? Vacation to Afghanistan. I think actually though, before I even deployed in the military, I had training classes I had to go to, and my first one that I remember was going down to Mississippi on the Gulf Coast, down to Biloxi, and getting caught in Hurricane Katrina down there. And I had to have a sub stay in my class longer than was expected, right? This actually happened to be my mentor teacher from when I was learning to be an English teacher. She came in and covered the class for me. But it's tough. It's tough being out of the classroom. One, you don't want to impact students' learning. And two, you're doing double duty. You're trying to do the things for the military, but you're also trying to make sure you do a good job for the classroom. And I don't know how other people do it. It's hard work.
Where were the places that you were deployed to?
That you can
Over
tell.
the years, like all of them. My first big deployment, you always go to Qatar. That's like home base. Some people would say that's like a stateside base. You're living in tent. When I was there, you still lived in tents. Now they have container boxes. But from there, I went to Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan. My second deployment, I went to Djibouti, Africa. And then on the third one, I was in just outside Baghdad in Iraq.
I remember one of the times that you went was right around the time where you had to get some like, I don't know what you call it, but top secret classification status. And remember they sent the people in to interview. And I remember you telling me, like, dude, don't mess around with these people. Like, they don't joke around, like, So we made sure Davis wasn't around that day too, because there's no way he would have.
I actually did do one of those interviews, Scott, and despite our rivalry, I did give good answers, and you passed. So
I remember the awful thing about that interview was that the person agreed to meet you guys right after school and went to the wrong county. She was from Washington State, and she went to the wrong county, and you guys were here hours after school waiting for this person to show up. And she grilled me hard after too. They don't take that stuff lightly.
So basically what you're saying is that your top secret classification status was basically because Davis and I were so good in the interview, right?
That's basically it. Without you guys, I wouldn't have got it. Yeah.
There we go. You did teach both science and English during your time here, which isn't real conventional. Just talk a little bit about that transition, differences. I know you like science better from our interview last time, and I changed that question in the top 6. And anybody would like science better anyway, I think.
Anyone would like science better.
He's gonna roast me in the chat, but just talk a little bit about science versus English.
The thing I like about science is that you get up and actually go to the lab and investigate things that you're trying to teach. And so it's more interactive in that respect. When I was teaching English, I had a lot of learners that were still developing as readers. And so I liked teaching literature that they wanted to read. If you found a young adult lit that they wanted to read and you could see that they were enjoying it, that meant all the difference, made all the difference. But of late, I just started teaching advanced chemistry, and I'm really going to miss that. All of the chemistry students are great. They're all different courses, and they're all fun to teach.
What about the fact that when you taught English, you couldn't speak American? Was that an obstacle?
It was a little bit of a challenge. I had to learn a second language. I should have got a little bit of a pay boost, I think, for being able to speak 2 languages. Especially if we were using some English lit or something like that, I could translate it for people.
All right, Scott, I got a question. I want to talk about your travel plans, where you got going, and then I also want to know what is the soundtrack you're going to be listening to as you travel to these different places. As much as you can throw that in.
That one's a hard one because Karen and I have very different music tastes. I like blues. I like a lot of blues, and I'm looking forward to going down south where the blues originated so that I can go to some of these places. Karen is much more of a sort of Americana kind of music. So, it may depend on the time of day that we're driving too. We might need something to make sure that we're alert if we're driving long days.
And who controls
whoever's driving is going to control the radio? Is that how that's
yeah,
going to work?
I'm the driver. It's always the passenger that controls the radio, isn't it?
So tell us about your travel plans. I know you told us.
Yeah. So we're going to stay around Maine because where else would you want to be in the world other than Maine in summer? And I'm hoping to do a little sailing on the ocean. Got my boat ready. But from here, we're going to go down the East Coast, but inland a little bit through the White Mountains, the Catskills. And then the first big stop, I think, is Maryland, where I used to be stationed when I was active duty Air Force. And we're going to explore Chesapeake Bay and then go on to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. And from there down to the Carolinas and Savannah, Georgia. From there, we're going to spend probably a month in Florida in January. And then around the Gulf Coast, we've been talking about how fast do we need to go just of late. So we may not spend a lot of time in the sort of Gulf Shores area because we want to get over to the Southwest where there are more parks, Arizona, Texas, and then up. We have friends in San Francisco, and I've been up that coastline before. After my first deployment, I did a trip. And those states are beautiful, Oregon, Washington, and then straight back across the northern US. We haven't planned that part out yet.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Blue Ridge Mountains are great, man. I used to drive that 84, 81 trip on my way to Greensboro. Always went that way. And it's beautiful at any time of year. It's really a cool place. So.
Yeah, I was on the Blue Ridge when I was active duty and went for a short hike on the Appalachian Trail. And I thought some guy was fooling around because he came running down the trail. Do you want to see a bear? You want to see a bear? And I thought he was joking because it just the way his approach was. And we went down the trail a little ways, and no kidding, there was a bear in a tree knocking apples out of an apple tree, and there were deer underneath it eating apples.
That's
It was quite something. They were very tame.
All right, well, we got a little game we like to play called Gotta Choose, where we ask you 6 questions and you have to choose.
And you've changed these up, huh?
Here you go. I know you're a coffee guy. Are you a Dunkin' guy or a Starbucks guy?
Dunkin'.
All right.
That's an easy one.
You also, I know that one of your favorite units to teach over there, that when you had to pick up some of the physics slack, was electricity. Series circuit or parallel circuit?
Series.
Series? Why so?
I don't know. I feel like you can do more with a series circuit, but I mean, I don't know. Parallel. I don't know. That's what came out. Don't know what to tell you.
I like the simplicity of the series circuit, but the the fact that if one goes out, they all go out is a little concerning.
Yeah.
I can only relate what you guys are talking about to Christmas lights.
Well, but if one goes out and they all go out, it's that's a kick in the ribs. All right, third one. I also know you're a classic literature guy. Hemingway or Steinbeck?
Hemingway, I think.
Yeah, the other day when we asked you this question, we asked you your favorite Hemingway book, and
That's true.
full disclosure, you could not name a book. So have
It
you?
wasn't it was short stories. I like the short stories more than I like the book.
Can you name a book by Hemingway?
The sun always goes down. Sun always rises. Sun always rises, I think. Yeah.
That's right. It does always go down too. That's a true
It
statement.
does always go down, yeah.
I think the book is called.
Sun also right. The English teachers are rolling over in their chairs right now.
I think both of them are also Kenny Chesney songs. So maybe throw a little Kenny Chesney on the radio when you get down Florida way. You're also a chemistry guy. Proton or electron?
Electron. They do the work.
I think I said before, and I like to say it, that Davis is the electron of the Morning Buzz. He's kind of floating out there and in a far off energy level.
And I totally know what that means, but it doesn't matter because it sounds awesome. Like I do want to be the electron of Buzz Media.
I said that Jamie's the proton. He kind of, he's in the nucleus.
What's Hathaway?
I think I'm a neutron. I'm pretty neutral, although I may be the proton because I have to oppose you in the show so often. So maybe Jamie's the neutron, doesn't care very much. There's always tying flies, not paying attention.
Holds everything together, right? He's the neutron, holds it all together when you guys are going off.
So then
That's
what's
true.
Morgan? What's something?
I don't know. I don't know what Morgan is in that. Some other sort of subatomic particle. A quark. Morgan's a quark. All right, last one. You're making this trip more excited for the beaches or the parks?
Oh, the parks, definitely. Although I think I said last time that when it comes to the beach, I'm not a beach guy, but I am a water guy. So I'm taking kayaks with me so that we can get on the water, or I'd like to do some scuba. Florida's supposed to be good for scuba, so under the water.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we wish you well, man. Thanks for your service, both in the military and the time you put in at Levitt. Much appreciated. Like I said, a lot of fun working across the hall from you the past few years, and definitely going to miss you.
Yeah,
Right,
Scott,
you
it's been nice. We've obviously been enemies this whole time, battling it back and forth, but really appreciated having you there. So have a good time traveling around.
Thanks. You too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun being a.
Hit it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How about you guys?
Really good. We've
Good.
sort of had,
Awesome.
we've sort of had,
Awesome. Doing great.
we've been bringing in all the people from Levitt who are leaving this year. So you are our third segment there. After
Oh,
Scott and Ed.
yeah, that is the sad thing, but I guess people move on.
How many years have you been at Levitt?
I think it's 24 at Levitt. Yeah. How many years have you been at Levitt?
20?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was trying to think if you were in some of my brothers or nieces and nephews' classes, either one of you. But, my maiden name was Vayu. I don't know if you knew that.
So I don't think I did know
I
that.
feel like there was a Raquel Vayu in my class, maybe.
No, not in my family. My youngest sister is Irene. Steve Morin's wife.
I know Irene very well. We
And
have a
then-
good question for you coming up later on our
Oh.
top six in
Okay.
regard
Oh,
to
anyway.
your thing there. So,
Okay.
did you teach somewhere before you came to Levitt?
I did. When I first got out of college, I taught at St. Dom's. There was an interview. A friend told me about the position and I applied and got there. And I taught there for 2 years. That was back in the very early 80s. And I graduated from Levitt in 1976, went to UMO. First, I went to Colby College for 4 years, and then I went to UMO, started towards my master's. And then I went to teach at St. Dom's when it was in downtown Lewiston. And then a friend approached me about selling real estate. So I said, oh, what the heck? I'll see. What do I got to do? And so she gave me some books. She says, read these and sit for a test. So I read those and sat for the test in the summer. And then I did real estate for, I don't know, had to be about 20 years. Then I had the babies, and I thought, I kept up my teaching degree. I think I'm going to see about teaching. I think that will flow better with my life at this point. And I did that for the last 24 years at Levitt. So
Wow.
here I am.
Awesome. I did not know the real estate piece. So that's interesting.
Did you replace Teresa Willard?
No, there were a few teachers between us. There was, I don't know her name, but there was a teacher that was French, was there for a couple of years. And then there was Doris Bono, if you remember Doris Bono, for maybe, she might have been there 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And I was there part of the time she was there. And then she left, and then it was just me.
So you're kind of moving on now. What are you going to miss the most about teaching? And then specifically, what are you going to miss the most about Levitt?
Well, of course, the thing I'll miss most about the teaching is the kids. They're pretty cute and funny, and I don't know, they're sweet, and I do get to see them 4 years in a row, a lot of them, so I really get to know some of them. And that's what I'll miss the most, the students, by far, in a way. But I'll also miss teaching French, because I do love French, and teaching French is just something that I really love, to see people learn a new language, first of all, and then have it be French, and teaching them a lot about the culture. A lot of them have roots in this area of French heritage, so I like to open their eyes to that, and to the French art we sometimes get a chance to see. We didn't this year, but at the museums. And what was the second question? What do I miss?
What specifically are you going to miss about Levitt?
Oh, about Levitt? Well, along those same lines, the teachers and the community, not just the teachers, but all of the faculty and staff I've gotten to know. They're really good friends, and they're like a big family, and that's definitely the thing I'll miss the most about Levitt. It's always been a part of my life, it seems, even though there was that good 25-year period where it wasn't a part of my life. It's home, it's part of home, and it will still be home even when I'm done, because I still live here, and I'll still be around, checking out. So it's the people, the kids, the community, the parents, that's what I'll miss the most about Levitt.
Awesome.
It's funny. So I took 4 years of French, and I did not learn the language very well.
Yeah.
I still a little bit, but I do remember all the stuff about the art and the culture. And like when I went to Paris, I recognized the artists and things from in high school. So that was really cool.
I guess it's the same for the teacher too. The things that you remember are those times you spent together, sometimes mostly out of the classroom, or doing things a little different than the regular book work, so to speak. So that's all part of it too, but I'll miss the kids in our fun moments.
I never could figure out how to conjugate verbs. Sorry, Mrs. Willard.
Yeah.
I have a question for you though. What will you not miss about not having to teach next year?
You don't want me to start on that, do you? Well, it's hard to miss things like getting caught up. Well, at the technology, the fast pace of that, I have a love-hate relationship with it, really. I mean, I love the places that gets you so fast and shares information, but sometimes it's hard to keep up with all of that. In terms of keeping up with that and taking advantage of all the things that come across your way. There's so much that comes technologically. I won't really miss grading very much. That part is just a must do. It's not a fun part of the teaching. It's not the teaching, it's just grading. And so I guess those are, those kinds of things that aren't really dealing with people one-on-one. They're just facts of life, part of the machine, that has to, things that have to be done, but it's like housework.
Davis, I think you were on the next question too, and then I'll wrap it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
work.
my question is about the food. So you have had over the years, you've taught the kids all kinds of like French cooking, right? I know I've gotten some crepes before. I don't even know exactly what the question was supposed to be, Mike.
Well,
Asking you about food.
I guess that's one of the things that we've loved about French classes. Well, we've had Fun French Friday, and that usually entailed bringing in some kind of food. And some years, kids took turns, and some years, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But that's when we would do a lot of the food. And this, of course, as part of our cultural things like crepe days in February and Mardi Gras with all of that food and the dance and the culture, a lot of beignets. It was really fun when Mrs. Hathaway was here, because I don't know why, but she always participated and worked out lesson plans with me and using whatever she was teaching and matching it up with whatever I was doing. And of course, food always came in. So that was, those were wicked fun times working with Mrs. Hathaway. And
She's the best.
she's
awesome.
amazing. She always
was.
amazes me. She's so creative, so creative. And so is Mrs. Willard way before me. But I think that the food was a big part of, for the kids especially. Food is so big for the kids, it's crazy. So we've all, and around Christmas, doing the food. So whatever we did around culture always included food, whatever it was around that piece we would make for class. And kids were really good at it too.
Cool. What are you're gonna have some time on your hands now. What are your plans here moving forward? What are you gonna be doing?
I don't know. I've got some projects lined up, and of course, part of the sweet part of retiring is to have that time on my hands to do whatever I feel like doing. And I'll enjoy not having to get up at 5 a.m. when school comes and rushing around to be prepared, and that little part of the stress. But I want to travel if I can. I'd love to travel really far, but I don't think I can do that on my new salary or on my old salary, to be honest. So probably just travel anywhere we feel like in Maine, visit all up and down the coast, the mountains, everywhere we can. After we're done, I was hoping to get a little gardening in before I head to school. And then the stuff I've always liked to do, read, walk, right? I'd like to get a bike before I actually retire, so I can get some biking in. First big project is clean up the house, trying to get rid of stuff. It's a big house and it's full of stuff, and just try to do that. And I don't know, just maybe a whole lot of nothing. Who knows? I have no idea where this is going to take me, and if I'll just want to sit around and, well, basically spend time with my family.
There you go. Well, you've earned the right for sure. Davis, when was the last time that you got up at 5 a.m. on a school day? What do you get up, like 6?
I don't even hit snooze until 6:10. You know what though? I've never shut my alarm off. I still hit snooze at 6:10 every morning.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Well, I still wake up, right? But I wake up at 5. I don't get up till after 6 now.
Awesome. Well, Christine, we're going to finish up with a little segment that we call Gotta Choose, where we give you two things and you have to choose.
I have
Okay,
to.
so yeah, you got to choose. The first two are kind of food questions. For breakfast, crepe or French toast?
Oh, crepes, of course. I don't know if French toast are really French anyway.
All right.
Maybe they're Belgian.
Well, that will make this next question interesting. On the side, French fries or onion rings?
Oh, onion rings. French fries are really French, though. You're right. They're frites.
Who has the best onion rings around? Just as a side question.
I guess it's Tabor's. It's the only one I can think of. That's where I go for my onion ring fix.
I like the onion rings at Gipper's. If you guys are ever at Gipper's, get the onion rings. Fantastic.
No.
You mentioned earlier in the show about your sister Irene and her sons Chad and Levi both played for me, football and basketball. Awesome
Right.
kids.
Yes.
Some of my favorites to coach of all time. But you said you were going to do some traveling. If you had to pick one, who are you picking to go with you, Levi or Chad?
Oh, that's a terrible question. It's like a, mommy
It was
question.
Davis's idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's called gotta choose. You gotta pick one. Who are you gonna travel with?
Oh my God, what are you doing to me here? That's the worst. I don't know. Chad is a lot of fun. He loves to talk if he's had a few, so he's a lot of fun that way. Levi is a lot of fun too. I had them both in classes too. And Levi and his whole group of friends, they used to pick on him horribly in French class. But so he takes it all well. So I can't. I mean, they're both so much fun.
All right. Well, we'll let it slide on that one.
Thank you.
Which one would you rather skip, a faculty meeting or a network meeting?
Another good one. All right. I don't know. It's a tough call, but I guess I'll say faculty meeting because there's so many people that I wouldn't be missed anyway, for sure. So.
All right. And then I have, I think this is the last one. Oh no, I have two more. Paris or Quebec?
I love both. Quebec is easier to get to. I guess I'll go with Quebec because I have a lot of family ties there too.
All right, that's a good answer. And then the last one is, what you've seen a lot of winter carnivals over your time at Levitt. What's your favorite winter carnival event?
Oh, the favorite event, the ending one, the songs and the dancing.
The air bands?
The air bands. They're amazing. They're like professional quality. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, kids do a great job there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys come up with some clever questions. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and I'm going to miss you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
Oh, Davis with the wrap up signal, right? It's always a different signal every day, Davis. It's something different every day. I like it though. There it is. We're gonna wrap this thing up. We had a chat birthday. Happy birthday to Sophie the cat. Turns 3 today. Deb Knapp's cat. My father also has a dog. My parents also have a dog named Sophie. So. But they just treat her like every day is her birthday, I think. In America.
As they should. Dogs are the best.
Dogs are the best. Way better than cats. We agree on something today, Morgan. I can't wait for Monday, by the way. Davis and I are going to roast the two of you in whatever segment we come up with, point, counterpoint, top 6, got to choose. Like, Monday is the old versus young, old school.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I also like that we have 2 people that are muted giving us sign language right now.
Well, it's on Monday. So you better get ready. Oh, who is it? I don't have the chat in front of me. I have the production notes in front of me. Lucy is one.
Lucy's one. Happy birthday, Lucy.
Happy birthday, Lucy. Yeah. So I think that's it. This was a great show today.
Lucy's a dog. I guess we should make that clear.
What's that, Morgan?
Lucy's a dog.
Lucy the dog. That's Iggy's dog, Lucy, right? Maybe?
Yes, I think
Davis is very excited about the pet birthdays. So there you go. Which brings me to the quote of the day. And then we're going to hit the outro, which is kind of where the quote comes from. A little Paul Simon outro, me and Julio. So I'll give you the quote. Well, I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. On my way, taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye to Rosie, the queen of Corona. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Peace out, people.
And now I can't get it to connect to my Bluetooth speaker. Oh, it is connected to my Bluetooth speaker. Here we go.